today. From Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this is the National Football League. As we'll see Russell Wilson and the Green Bay Packers taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Baltimore Ravens.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Lambeau. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills. The ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Now the NFL's leading rusher in 2021, Jonathan Taylor. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
2nd and 5. Now Wilson. He's got a man, and that's Alex Erickson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
We got three.
Throwing is Wilson. Buying time to his left. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sims. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Flush to his right. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it second down and 11. There's Wilson to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sims. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is third down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. 2 yards is the pickup, and it'll give the Packers a first down.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Hauled in on the out route by Melton. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the 4th quarter. But here, it's happening early. A definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this 1st quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. Rodgers now on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Second and 10. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. 3rd down and 10. Now Rodgers. That's out wide here for Robinson. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. That's pulled in at the 32. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. That is the big fella, Nnamdi Madubuike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. To throw is Wilson. Flushed out right. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. This pass complete to Melton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And every time you step on a field, coaches are always going to talk about how important tackling is in a ball game. In this one, especially so. You can't allow these guys to break free and get extra yards after contact, but that's exactly what happens here. That can't continue as this game goes on.
Now into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down and just a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Be the best kicker the game's ever seen, and we've seen him hit from 66, which is the all-time record. But anything 60-plus, that's a very low percentage kick. Don't tell him he doesn't believe it, but this one winds up no good.
Final play of the half, it's Wilson. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a hard-fought battle to this point. 7-0 is the score, with neither offense really able to get on track. But let's not waste any time. We'll get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. A short throw caught by Andrews. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Second down and 4. An option give now to Mitchell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mitchell now off the option. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Once again, it's Mitchell, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run over center with Mitchell. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the handoff, Mitchell. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Rodgers now on first down. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And down inside the 15 he goes. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A give here to Mitchell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Another run with Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Rodgers. Quick slant complete to OBJ. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Man, you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Here's 1st and goal. Mitchell is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3.
I have to think that the wheels are really spinning in their play caller's mind now. That little setback there on 1st down. They'll have 3 more shots if that's what it takes, because they've got to take field goals out of their thought process. They need a touchdown and a conversion to tie this game. What play calls does he have on that sheet?
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. To throw is Rodgers. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Keyshawn Nixon now on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Wilson to throw. Pass complete. This is Sims. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
Brandon, you got to have some urgency here. You got to get the guys back to the line of scrimmage, but the problem is they're all 30 yards downfield after that play.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Throwing now is Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Wilson. And that's dropped underneath for Wilson. And he will get a good amount of yardage back on 2nd down, but the clock still runs. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And he'll be brought down, still a yard or 2 short even of the 1st down. So things looking bleak here. They've got to convert on 4th. on now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So advantage Packers here. They'll possess the ball first with a chance to win it here in overtime. Keyshawn Nixon now going to bring it out of his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, the yards count either way.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First throw in overtime now for Wilson. He gets this complete to Cephas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run with Wilson out of the shotgun. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And he's got this down to the 35.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On 1st down, Wilson. And this one taken in by Cephas. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Second and a couple. Now Wilson. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Wilson with a first down carry. And he is into the end zone. They accomplish what they set out to do as they will take the lead here in overtime. I thought as that was developing that he might actually keep it, but the right decision, obviously, to hand the football off.
And some teams do a really nice job of taking a little bit longer at the mesh point, meaning where he's going to hand it off or keep it. Sometimes they ride it maybe a step longer than others. That allows him to make the proper decision and have the right person end up with the ball.
And it paid off with a long touchdown run. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
First throw of overtime for Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here on first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up. But in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's second down. Throwing is Rodgers. Pass complete to Robinson.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
A gain of 26 yards. First down, Baltimore.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now it's Mitchell. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Right back to Mitchell here. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Nothing too fancy, just a carry up the middle, but a successful carry up the middle against this 3-4 defense.
And to be able to do that, what do you have to control? The nose guard, right? Got to be able to move him. Otherwise, you're not getting anything up the middle. Nice job by the center. Got a little help from one of his friends playing guard.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. A run with Mitchell.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Overtime with 2 minutes to play. We are in sudden death, but still all tied up. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Rodgers going to throw. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run with Mitchell.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Rodgers going to try and run. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Rodgers. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Tucker now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was capped by the touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Pass complete to Taylor. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. To the left side, complete to Erickson. And he'll give him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on. Throwing is Wilson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Running left, Taylor. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here is 3rd and 5. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their 2nd timeout here. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it.
Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.